Other interesting business news, you had General Motors having their transmissions being covered up to 15 years because, yeah, some more issues with their things breaking, which, again, wouldn't happen if they had three pedals because these are all automatic transmissions. I only partially kid. Now, this comes to us thanks to GM Authority, which is perfect marketing. You know exactly what the website is all about. Specifically, George Barta, who's a writer there, says, quote, GM covering transmission control valve repairs for 15 years on some full-size trucks and SUVs, which there you can see the Behemoth, small, almost looks like a small RV-sized, is it the Chevy Tahoe or Suburban? To me, they're all giant monstrosities. Not that anything against them, they just seem really boring. If I had to get an SUV, probably be a Porsche from 2009. They had a V8 with a stick shift for an SUV. How cool is that? Pretty much the opposite of this boat on wheels, but I partially digress. Diving into actual content here. They say, quote, effective November 26, 2024, GM released a new coverage for, wow, this coverage is as inspiring as their vehicle names. Its coverage is called N2424544441. Yes, that special coverage. This will be easy to remember for all the folks who have these vehicles. So they have the special coverage for a momentary rear wheel lockup on several full-size trucks and SUVs manufactured from, or actually, no, the model years 2020 to 2022. The special coverage spans 15 years or 150,000 miles, whichever comes first, which, again, that is some peace of mind because inevitably it seems like most things GM manufacturers tends to break. So this is actually a win for the consumers in terms of longevity of coverage. Because, again, the factory coverage is, well, already inept from, pretty pathetic just from the beginning. On average, so usually the winning warranty right now, I believe it's still Hyundai Kia. It's 10-year, 10,000 or 100,000 mile, which for the powertrain, pretty darn good. Now, they also say, quote, the special coverage, they also know that whatever comes first, from the date the vehicle was originally placed in service. Here you can see one of the ginormous Cadillac Escalades, which great for the shareholders, very profitable, which, I'm not an SUV guy, but nevertheless, they say that this recall affected the Cadillac Escalade, Chevrolet Silverado, Suburban Tahoe, all of them, and GMC Sierra/Yukon models equipped with the Duramax diesel engines, which, geez Louise, we got a long list of affected vehicles. A lot. But I'll read them all, just in case, unfortunately, you might have the displeasure of owning one of these vehicles. I'm only partially kidding. I have some friends with them. Now, it affects, again, the 2020 Chevrolet Silverado 1500, 2021 Chevrolet Silverado 1500, 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 1500, 2020 Chevrolet Silverado HD, 2021 Chevy Silverado HD, which, to clarify, means heavy duty, not high def. Technically, if your eyesight is well, everything in the real world should be high def. Also, the 2021 Chevy Silverado HD, 2021 Chevy Suburban, 2021 Chevy Tahoe, 2020 GMC Sierra 1500, 2021 GMC Sierra 1500, 2022 GMC Sierra 1500, 2020 GMC Sierra HD, 2021 GMC Sierra HD, 2021 GMC Yukon, 2021 GMC Yukon XL, 2021 Cadillac Escalade, and 2021 Cadillac Escalade ESV, which, spoiler alert, yeah, a lot of core components, a lot of badge sharing in this case, which, yeah, same assembly line, but different badges and slightly better interior on the caddies. Now, they noted that the affected units are subject to a condition in which transmission control module software is unable to detect problems with the transmission pressure, causing the control valve to fail. Lovely. If the valve fails, the rear wheels might lock up while the truck or SUV is in motion, which can increase the risk of a crash or other incident. The problem is identified as happening when downshifting from 8th gear. Yep. Again, wouldn't have this issue if you had a manual transmission, also known as a stick shift. It's all cars have by default. I'm only partially kidding. I don't know how many people would want a Chevy Suburban or Tahoe and a stick shift. I mean, I would. I might justify that for work for IT recycle projects or install. It'd be kind of fun and novelty. But yeah, it's one of those things where the more complex of a solution you have, in this case, the more complex of a vehicle, the more variables, more things that can inherently break statistically with GM products at a much higher rate than the competitors, which, yeah, of course, is the transmission. And again, GM wants to be an EV company. They're having issues with software on traditional vehicles. We'll see how their EVs go. They continue saying, quote, if the valve fails, it might lock up while they're in motion, can increase the risk of a crash or other accident. The problem is identified, happening, again, downshifting from 8th gear. Recall, here you can see the giant GMC truck here. Look at that big old thing. Recall instructed dealerships to install new software control module The new software can detect excess valve wear 10,000 miles before the rear wheel lockup. So give you a nice warning light. Your transmission is about to be trashed. Once valve wear is detected, the software prevents the transmission from shifting above 5th gear, preventing the 8th gear lockup. At the time, the instrument panel will display, quote, reduced propulsion and service engine warnings. Oh, geez. Almost 500,000 mistakes. In total, 461,839 vehicles across Chevrolet, GMC, and Cadillac brands were affected by the problem and are subject to recall in the United States. Another 52,220 units were involved in Canada as well. With such a high volume of affected units, this will be an expensive coverage period for General Motors. Which, how's Mary Barra still have a job again? She's the CEO. She has been for quite some time under their ineptitudes. Yeah. I'll never forget when she wanted the company to go full EV. And, that crashed and burned because the fastest growing segment in the US for sales is, hybrids. At the time of this revelation, GM had one hybrid, the Chevrolet Corvette. That's the leadership of Mary Barra, which, let's just say I'm skeptical to say the least. They continue saying, quote, the special coverage covers all eligible claims with repair orders placed on or after November 26, 2024. Customers who have already paid for the service are eligible for reimbursement. So, silver lining there for some folks. But again, as if people need another reason not to buy a GM product. Now, yeah, this should have probably also belong in the business blunder section of the show. But GM is at least doing the right thing and giving, I would argue, ridiculously good extended coverage. Because, again, was it 15 years or 150,000 miles? That's pretty good. I appreciate that. I'm sure everyone who bought these vehicles will feel a little bit better. But still an inconvenience. You have to go to the dealership to get this eventually fixed. So we'll see how this might affect sales of their more recent models as people have to deal with this. But let me know if you think maybe this belongs in the business blunder section of the show. And let me know if you think this will realistically affect their sales in the short term. Let me know your thoughts are, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you can click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, to anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.